Power 92. We are number one in the streets.
Power 92, we are number one in the streets. My name is Maha. Today we have a special guest in the studio, guys. Ryan Henry, make some noise.
Special guest? Cool.
You are special.
Hey, you like it? I love it. Thank you.
Yeah, you are special. You are family over here to Power 92.
You know
You've
it.
been here before, so welcome back.
Thank you.
Welcome back. I know you're on a promo run, so what number interview is this?
Today? I don't know.
Today.
What's this?
You've been up early. Number 3?
Yeah, this is number 3.
Okay, so that's not too bad. But I know you've been doing this now for like, what, 2 days?
Yeah, 3. Yeah,
3
about
days?
Yeah. So
How does it feel? Like
I'm cool.
interview
I be,
after
like,
interview
to
after
be able
interview?
to get to, go, and talk about me and a bunch of different stuff that we got going on and my team and stuff like that. Like, that's love, man, because don't nobody got to support you. So to have people support you and even just tune in or rock with you, man, I love it. So
That's real, but they've been supporting you from way before the show too.
yeah, that's why I say, like, it's a Chicago thing. Like, so to be able to, be in tune with the people, man, it's like I ain't never gonna stop. So
How does it feel when you get these comments today when people are like, I don't watch the show, but I learned through your art, like, who you were. Like, does that feel better for you when people just stumble across you rather than see you through the reality show?
The best part about it is that, like, somebody new learn about you every day. So you can think what you think about yourself, but somebody new gonna learn about you. And whatever you putting out is gonna be what them people get. So from the show, you've got 8 other cast members on that show to do whatever they do. And I try to bring my side to it. I've tried to bring everything about Chicago through that show, but they've implemented so much other stuff that, make people just, assume what they assume about reality TV.
How do you feel about that? Because there is this weird stigma about reality TV
It
and
is,
how.
but I also know I did what I did. I brought that reality show because I knew even through that I could bring stuff that was relatable and show people a different side of Chicago, and this worked. You know what I mean? So like I said, even if they see the ratchet stuff, they can't deny, all of the real stuff that I put out there that they're going to have to, accept, like, okay, I see that and I respect that.
I agree because I think people were worried, like, oh, no, a reality show's coming to Chicago. It better not be corny.
Yeah, but if you was here, you already know, like, I mean, like, if you ain't ever been to, like, one of my barbecues, if you ain't already know how we kicked it in the city and stuff like that, you couldn't have nobody who wasn't already established or who already wasn't doing something here for the city and representing the city as that to do that. You couldn't have somebody from Downers Grove talking about this would gonna represent Chicago. Like, no, man, you had to be over east with me and know what it was like, or see me on, Stony or on South Chicago or out west in the circle to know, like, oh man, yeah, that's somebody who from here who represented.
I think you can see right through it. Every single time somebody does something like that, they're really from, like, Evanston, but they're like, no,
Yeah.
I'm from
absolutely.
Chicago.
I mean, that's how it is. We be out of town. Be like, where you from? Chicago. Where? Southside. Where?
Where?
Stony and what? On 87. Who you know over there? My grandma stayed over there. I wasn't really from there. Yeah, I thought so.
Is that where you grew up?
No, I'm from 67.
Oh, okay. I grew up over east, too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
67th and Ridgeland, right off Stony.
Oh, I'm, like, further south, like 93rd
Yeah, see?
and Chappelle.
See? Yeah, you still over east.
Mm-hmm. So we're on season 5.
Season 5.
Like, holy shit. Do you get tired of it? Do you get tired of it?
You know what? I
know.
got tired of it before I understood what it was. You know what I mean? We come from...
What does that mean?
We come from this whole, we're in Chicago, we built different, so we be on some, I'm real, you know what I mean?
That's
and when you got to
real.
deal with a bunch of different type of stuff, you be like, man, I'm too real for this, too real for that. But I also understand that, accepting a TV show as an entertainer on the most prominent reality TV network and out to the world, there's people who watching right now in Africa and in Australia, so when they see that, you got to know that I'm also an entertainer now, as opposed to just being, oh man, I'm so real, I can't do this. It's certain things that I have to accept and move around, as opposed to pushing it off. You ain't gonna make everything happen by being, so real and not accepting other ways of life. So it's like, yeah, I see how y'all do stuff, but I'm gonna go around and do it this way, as opposed to reacting out. I could be east side about everything, but I ain't got to. So I just applied, like, all right, I'm going to move around this way.
Why is moving differently so important for you right now?
Because if I don't, then, you would, there's nothing about me that's going to allow for the ways that I could be stuck in to, hinder what I got going on in the future. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I could be, the old Ryan and Eastside about everything. But, would that allow for me to have somebody react to something that I did or me react to something that somebody else did, and then next thing you know, they taking me away from my kids and my family because I just got to be real? You know what I mean? Like, would I kill the opportunities for what I've created? I could be so real and just, I quit the show. Like, why would I quit the show when I started the show? It ain't been a show here that's done nothing. My show is #1 on the network.
That's so real.
You know what I mean? And 5 seasons in, so why would I just be, I quit the show? I started it.
What are your thoughts when there was a rumor circulating about them trying to bring Love and Hip Hop here?
I mean, that's cool. And I would say do it, but you got, like I say, you got to have something that, that the people relate to, that they can see. Like, to have the support of the people, when I was just out here in the streets, to have support of people when I was just out here, just tattooing, and the people in the city rock with you like that, you know what I mean? And then to let it be the staple that I'm showing the people. I'm one of the staples to show the people how the city is. If you're going to do love and hip hop, make it about some people who can show that. You know what I mean? Make it about some people who can be relatable to people who don't know nothing about you. You can have the people around you support you. When you got to make people outside of anybody who know you or care about you and they ain't got to worry about your feelings, who will support you and they relate to something you do, then that's what matters. And you can try it, but is it going to work? Is it going to work 5 seasons in?
Why do you think it's worked so much? Because of the tattooing aspect of Black Ink Crew Chicago?
Both. You got to think, when my brother Caesar and them, when New York came out, people hadn't known anything about, really black tattoo artists. And when they seen it, they didn't realize it was different from the other tattoo shows. They thinking it was just like straight tattoo shows, but it's a franchise. It's called Black Ink Crew, so you're talking about 2 adjectives and then the noun being the crew. So it's about a crew who happen to work in a tattoo shop. So you live in everybody's lifestyle, which is all of the drama stuff, and they just happen to work in the shop. So understanding that about what's going on with this show is like, all right, I'm going to get that. And people can relate to stuff like, the domestic violence that ensued on my sister and something that I don't like to talk about, but I know it helps people when they hear about it, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So it's a woman who steps away from something every time they hear that story.
I appreciate you mentioning that.
Yeah, because I got a whole thing about I ain't supposed to be cursing, my bad. But I hate niggas who be beating bitches. That's just stupid.
That's
what
real.
I mean? It's so, I didn't realize until after I talked to so many women about how many women have dealt with some form of abuse. And even as y'all sitting here today, I know, God forbid, but, any of the women that are sitting here, it's like y'all done had some dude act crazy on y'all. You know what I mean? And some people can't endure it, and then they accept it. And there's so many women out here who deal with that. It's like a lot of them don't even know how to step away. So, if you put something out there that for me is hard, but I also know that it can help somebody else. That was one of the most relatable things starting the show that people understood. And I didn't want to talk about it, but it's like, all right, man, I know it's going to help somebody. And it's helped somebody every time, each and every time.
Absolutely. What do you intervene if you see something like that happening? Or how do you handle a situation like that?
You got to know how it is, man. Like, you can't be walking down the street and see a guy, tussling with a chick and it just be like, you got to go save him because you don't know what might happen. You know what I mean? She might have just slept with his daddy or something.
Right.
I ain't saying that it's cool to hit her. You should never hit her. But you know what I mean? Like, this his wife and, he might pull out a gun on you and kill you about his wife.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But also, I feel like men should step up and understand, like that video that just went out about old girl.
Yes.
When he grabbed her up, like,
that was crazy.
If I'm standing there and I knew what happened and then he grabbed her like that, like, we both need new jobs because I'm whooping your ass. You know what I mean?
Me and
like,
my friends were just
you
talking
gotta
about
protect
that.
the women at all costs. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? And when it comes to helping somebody, like I said, you got to think at one point it's like, you might have a sister or a best friend who she into it with a guy all the time, and you going to go beat him up every time, but she going to go run back to him every time too. So you need to figure out what the problem is, why she going to keep running back as opposed to you being the fool.
I agree.
And, always trying to save him, but she not saving herself.
I had somebody in my life who just kept, I just felt like there were signs before it got that bad.
Pay attention to all the signs, and that be the main thing is the women will be ignoring the signs, for everything else, but they are there.
I think about that with the doctor at Mercy Hospital.
Yeah.
I think about that situation all the time. Like, I wonder, like, what signs were there before that even popped off the way that it did? Like, how could it have been prevented? Like, you start thinking about all those things.
Yeah.
But there are signs.
Yeah,
like, there are.
She probably was coming to work, and everybody at work knew the dude was crazy, but they didn't think he was that crazy
until it happened. And it's like, don't wait till it happens.
Yeah.
You know?
So, I mean,
I appreciate you bringing it up.
I put that out because, like I said, I mean, you know, I would hate for somebody to have to, you know, be on the victim survivor side, like myself and my family. But I mean, you know, like I said, we didn't think dude was that crazy either. You know what I mean? And at any level, I wish it could have been prevented. But,
Absolutely.
You know, the signs will allow for you to see it and know, and then people would have to act on it.
Well, thanks for using your platform to talk about it, because I think it's a scary thing to talk about. I think sometimes people shy away from these topics, and I know it is hard. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, let me go back and say that. If you do see some dude beating on a chick, whoop him first and then find out what it is. You know what I mean? You ain't got to leave with her, but, you know, we definitely hopping out and whooping ass.
Whooping ass. So. That's that East Side. And, you know, I heard you talk about, like, you don't like to take that out. But, like, on the show, sometimes it be coming out a little bit.
I mean, it's light now. Like, I'm 32 years old. I'm a father. You know what I mean? I'm a man of faith. I'm a businessman. So all these different things, these are, you can't never take it out of me. You know, it's always going to be in me, but it's more reserved than what it is. Like,
that's good.
You know what East Side like, man.
Look,
you know,
I'm already knowing.
So, you know, it's like now it's just that I'm more reserved, but don't let that hell, this, you know, this tattoo stuff fool you. Like,
You're right.
You get your issue.
Let them know what it is. Last time I had the guys here, you were the only one who wasn't here.
Yeah.
So what is the dynamic between y'all now for those who didn't get to see this the episode that just aired?
Well, you know what I mean? I think what people would understand when it comes to the show is that, you know, last season I went through some stuff and I had people, you know, distance themselves from me and I had to be on my own, but everybody can't stand on their own. You know, I was able to stand on my own and, you know, create a plot and a plan to continue doing what I always planned on doing. And things come back full circle. You know what I mean? That became me coming back and taking my shot back over when I knew it didn't work how they thought it would. You know what I mean? And then now it's about me. I had just been about reevaluating myself and moving forward and, you know, creating a shop and a new shop that allowed for me to handle business correctly. And then everything that people saw faulty about themselves, you know what I mean, is coming to light with them too. So, you know what I mean? But, you know, don't forget, y'all, you know, it took it to the depths with me last time. So if you're going to do that, you know what I mean, you got to pay for that.
Yeah, shit was ugly.
Yeah.
It was really, really, really ugly.
So,
like, and I know when I had them here, I could feel that Four and Don were like, you know, that's our brother still.
Yeah, of course.
But when we were talking to Van about it, like, he just, I don't know what it is with y'all too. Like, he just still, from just the last time I spoke to him here, because I just seen him the other day, but here, it was just still real weird. And then even this last episode, it was just real weird. So is that ever...
Does it what?
Is that ever going to become better for you guys?
I mean, like I said, I'm at a point to where even as bad as stuff we've gone through, I just wanted to be away from it. You know what I mean? It's like, man, I don't hate you, but I can't rock with you. You know what I'm saying? We separated for a reason. Now, if I end up forgiving you later on, then that's yet to be seen. You know what I mean? And they'll see it as it comes out in the show, whether I will or I won't. But you got to remember how much of the damage that was done between two people who cared about each other. You know what I mean? And we men, too. So, you know, how much am I...
Hey, y'all from Chicago, too.
Am I left to trust you again like that? Do I got to, you know... I don't know if I can turn my back to you no more.
But it's different with you and Don. I seen you guys apologized, and that was real dope. I'd like to see that get squashed.
Yeah, I mean, that was my brother. You know what I mean? I had to tell him in the sense, it's like, bro, just because you chose to take a manager role for something that was failing, and when I came to shoot it down, you picked up the sign and, you know what I mean, you got hit with the target.
Yeah.
I didn't tell you was a casualty of war. Who's at war? So what you expect? You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't never intended for you. I just ain't tell you to stand up. You stand up, you got hit.
Is the plan to bring everybody kind of back together for the new 9 Mag?
No, the plan is to continue 9 Mag and the goal of what it has to be. And anybody who understands that can be a part of it. Anybody who don't could go ahead. You know what I mean? So being all the way to the point now to where they'll see moving forward. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm opening up a whole brand new 9 Mag tomorrow. You know what I mean? And
congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. You know, and that's coming from me learning through trial and error of how to handle business. And I knew I wasn't handling business right before, but I was letting people run over that, just trying to be friends. And that friends got me, you know, put to the side, you know what I mean? And people turn their backs on you. So now that I'm not doing that no more, I got a great team. I got people, some of the people are from the old 9 Mag, some of them ain't. You know what I mean? But if you ain't down with what I'm trying to do because I am the head of this, then you can go ahead.
But that's cool that you're open to them coming and working with you, right?
If they willing to fall in line.
Okay.
You know, before it was friendship, now it's about understanding, and, you know what I mean, the ego got to come out of it. You know what I mean? Forgetting where we came from, forgetting that I started the shop, forgetting that I, you know, put everything into perspective, or even down to that I got the show, is forgetting all that stuff won't get you nowhere. You know what I mean? Especially with everybody knowing what it was in Chicago before.
Right, because I'm looking at the post that you made about the thing tomorrow being sold out.
Yeah.
The grand opening. And you put, thank you. If you knew how I started, you'd know my appreciation every step of the way.
Yeah. If you look at that last picture, go ahead.
Well, how did you start? For those who don't know.
If you look at that last picture, it's me tattooing.
It is.
In a wood chair on an old wood table with a chair ottoman with,
You got to swipe on his Instagram.
Ink all on it, you know what I mean? I'm probably about 100 pounds skinnier, you know, and I'm in the front room that ain't, you know, it ain't even 10 feet wide, you know what I mean? And that's on 67th over East, where people wouldn't even come to get tattooed because it was in the hood. You know what I mean? So I couldn't even walk around and where I'm at, and I'm opening the shop tomorrow that's 5,000 square feet. You know, I walk around in there every day, and every foot and step that I can take, I'm appreciative of, because I know where I started from, and I never feel like, oh man, you know, this is supposed to be here. Like, no, it wasn't supposed to be here. You know what I mean? So I remember not being able to scoop my chair. You know what I mean?
That's
to
so
4 different
beautiful.
studios to this.
I'll say every time our paths have crossed, it's like you've always remained so humble. So how do you do that when you are who you are and people know you everywhere? You said Australia's tuning in. You know, I'm sure when you walk out, you know, people are, you know, hey, Ryan, can I get a picture with you? Like, how?
Yeah, I mean, it's like that. You know, I can't eat lunch, dinner, grocery shop, or go to the bank or whatever without having somebody do that. You know, even drive on the street. But it's like, for anybody to ever feel like this is owed to them, you know what I mean? That's a whole arrogance in itself. I feel like I said, man, from where I'm from and the things that I've done, it's a blessing to be able to be here and have everything still put upon me. You know what I mean? Like, when it don't have to be that. You know what I mean? I could be locked up. I could be dead. I can be broke. I cannot have nobody support me. So how could I deny a picture for somebody to support you? How could I deny, you know, the 50th picture today if somebody is supporting you? How could I deny if someone wants to, you know, come by the shop, or, you know, even if they want to, you know, act like they know you, you know what I mean? It's like they just, you know, so for somebody to be in admiration of you is, you know what I mean, that's dope all itself. So how could you act like you something better than somebody else?
I love
you
that.
ain't nothing better than nobody else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I love that.
I could never turn from that. But that's Chicago. That's real. When you see somebody acting different than that, then that means they had a whole different agenda the whole time. You wasn't trying to better yourself. You wasn't trying to do for community. You was just trying to always be famous. You was trying to be, you know, popular. You know, it's like, real is real.
Have you seen anyone from the cast from the first season
Hell
to right?
yeah, I'm gonna finish it
You
up before
already
you even
knew
say
what
it.
I was
you
gonna
mean?
say.
You know, but like I said, that's the goal and what it is. If you ain't, if you know, as a man, the biggest thing that we have is respect. I want everybody to respect me the same way I respect them. You ain't never had no respect, you're gonna be fishing for it.
Man.
So you ain't got no block to go back to where people can say, oh man, you did this, put in this work. You ain't got no school that people knew that you walked the hallways and you was the man. If you ain't even got no woman to tell you like, hey man, I hate you, but you was a real dude. You know what I mean? You've been fishing for that the whole time. So let you get a level of fame, you're gonna try to equate that to respect, and it's not the same thing.
It's interesting that you say that, because before you walked in, we were talking about you, and we were just talking about the show and just all the messy parts. And then Mike Jones was like, you know, it just seems like all he wants is to be respected.
That's it. Because if you look at last season when things was going bad, like you said, it got bad. You never saw me disrespect none of them in that. You know, when it was, they had a party that said F. Ryan Henry on there. That's my daddy name. My daddy got to watch that and see that. My kids got to see that. You know what I mean? And I never went back against that. I wasn't saying this. I wasn't saying that. You know what I mean? The fact of I don't care what y'all would say I did or which, even if it was something that y'all would did, I would never put y'all in a position to be taken away from y'all family. You know what I mean? So as far as people would go into that because of attitude or bitterness or sorrow or whatever, it's like, man, we just cut from different cloths. You know what I mean? And if you willing to do that, then that's on you. But I ain't going to reciprocate that energy because when they come back, you're going to have to answer for it.
Yeah.
And I ain't had nothing to answer for it when it was time for everybody to start apologizing.
That's some real shit. Is it tough for your family to watch that?
Yeah, you know what I mean? They be going off the deep end, you know what I mean? But it's like they also know I ain't dumb, you know what I mean? And it's a means to everything that I do, you know what I mean? So ain't nobody thinking about what somebody said back then or whatever because these people ain't the ones that's around now. And if they are, they took a back seat to the things that they put out, you know, or had to own it and, you know, humble themselves and apologize to even be in the same running as me. You know, because if that's the case, then you start a show and you bring it to your city and then you make it be what it's supposed to be all the way in by yourself.
That's some real shit, man. I'm glad that you took the show and you did that with it. Like, you kept it real and it didn't... Because even I was like, I just hope it's not no Hollywood, Chicago shit.
How could I walk the streets the same way
you
I
do
did
still
before
gotta...
if I changed up? Or
That's
became
real.
something different. If I let, you know, a producer or a show or a writer or anybody tell me to be something different than what I was. You know what I mean? I couldn't do it.
I'm
So
sure they push that envelope
they
with
push
you,
it
though,
all the
yeah.
time, but you know what I mean? I'm strong enough to know every day, you know, in filming, like, nah, I ain't gonna do that.
I'm glad.
Or I'm gonna do this.
Is it ever weird for you when you have to talk about your relationship on the show?
Yeah, only because, like I said, I mean, if you listened yesterday or now, you know, people just learn now that I'm not in a relationship anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's stemming from me being in a relationship with my kid's mother, who I've known for half my life, or more than half my life, that I planned on marrying. You know what I mean? So, and if that stems from my actions or, you know what I mean, things that I put into it, it's like, it ain't easy, you know, because, you know, you got to think of somebody, you talking about millions and millions of viewers, #1 show, this, that, and the other, social media, all this different type of stuff.
Yeah.
So if Boo Boo the fool next door, if he cheat on his girl, don't nobody care. Ain't nobody knowing about it. He ain't gonna get that much backlash. If you put your woman in a position to be embarrassed to the world, you know, even if I ain't never had sex with that girl, but if it's even a level of disrespect, then it's a higher level of disrespect and embarrassment that she would have to deal with. And everybody ain't gonna always forgive you. You would hope they would, but it's mean like they might not. So, you know, it ain't easy to go and be like, oh, well, that happened. Or they would expect you to be like, oh, yeah, well, I'm saying, well, I'm going to do all this stuff. Like, no, I ain't dating. I ain't doing nothing. I can't, you know, I'm just focusing on me and what I got to do for the reasons that I've done stuff wrong in the past.
I hear that. What actually goes into relaunching something like 9 Mag that's already an established brand? Like what?
No sleep. You know, I'm very self-invested, meaning that, you know, like now I've gone from not being able to know how or even being able to deal with 3 or 4 artists to, you know, I mean, I've got like 10 to 12 artists now. You know what I mean? I've got 4 to 5 different managers in administration. You know what I mean? And we have meetings
blessing.
every day to have the business run correctly. You know what I mean? And I didn't know how to do that before, but now I'm doing that, and I'm investing into the shop and into the business to make sure that all of these things run correctly. And it's time consuming, you know what I mean? But it's worth it because this is what the original goal for 9 Mag was to grow people.
Right.
You know what I mean? And this will allow for all of my heartaches and pains that I put out to grow this brand worldwide, to allow other people to be a part of it and then grow from it off of my wave. You know, so.
Congratulations. I think that's super dope.
Thank you.
I think that's super dope. I have a lot of entrepreneur friends and I see them go through the motions.
Man, it's tough.
Like they have a million bad days and a couple good ones. I know it takes a lot of work. So,
Yeah, it's tough.
But how would somebody realistically who wanted you to tattoo them, how could they go about that?
It's
and
not,
how
it's
like
not that hard.
because
What
people
I mean?
think it is. I was reading your comments like, oh, I can never get a tattoo by you. I know the waiting list is like 5 months.
Yeah, but they say that, but it's like I said, I work hard. I refuse to be outworked by anybody. My work ethic is one of the main things that's gotten me to where I am because I just work harder than everybody else. So I'm always working. So, I don't work traditionally like, hey man, schedule me up. I could book for 2 years out if I wanted right now, but I'm gonna be if I want to be open tomorrow for somebody, then they can call my assistant and she could tell them, hey, it might be 6 months, or you know what, Ryan got to open it right now.
Okay.
And you can come in. So
Do
I tell
people
people to try
cancel
all
a
the
lot?
time. People can't. Things happen. You know what I mean? Things happen. Traffic.
Y'all got
kids,
hope out here.
whatever, You know what I mean? So. And people, all of my clients know that. So people think like I just only tattoo celebrities all day long. It's
No,
like,
they really do.
It's like, man, I tattoo regular people every day, all day long.
I was asked
and
to ask that question.
What?
Can Ryan
No.
tattoo me? I'm a regular ass person.
That's all I tattoo regular people all the time. I've been tattooing celebrities since I was on 67. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
It's never been about that or exploiting that. It helps in name dropping, but, I get my rocks off by tattooing everyday regular people.
What's your favorite piece to tattoo, I guess?
I don't got a favorite piece. I mean, I am very fond of traditional Japanese style, but I mean, I'm a freehand artist, so everything is custom. So basically, anything that is inspiring me artistically from whatever the client has an idea for, that's what I'm on.
So somebody like me who has absolutely zero tattoos.
We'll sit down, we'll brainstorm, we talk about what you like, what you don't like, go through things that you see that you like, that you don't like, and then we'll end up talking, and then you throw it out in the air, I pick it up, catch it, then we create something.
Okay, is there a body part that you recommend?
For your first tattoo?
Yeah, because when Kat was here like a year ago, I told her I wanted a under titty tattoo, and she was like, "Yeah, okay, bitch." I was like, "Really?"
It's all really in your pain tolerance and your dedication for what you.
I can do tattoos. I mean, I could do piercings.
Yeah.
Because it's like it is painful, but it's quick, and like that. I don't know what a tattoo feels like.
It's not that bad. Half of the tattoo process is your comfort level. So the reason why like 9mag is the way it is, or we run the business how it is because it's about reserving the exclusivity of the place. You should be comfortable in every sense of you coming in to where you about to sit and get some work and it's self-inflicted pain, but the comfort level has allowed for you to be able to do that.
I hear over and over and over that it just feels like a rug burn.
It depends. You know what I mean? Like somebody can be messing you up and you wouldn't know what it'd be feeling like. So you would have to trust in artists that take the craft very seriously.
Yeah.
To make sure that you getting a good tattoo. And even if you were scared, like that's our job, to be calming you down and make you comfortable and all of these different things outside of just give me the money, here go your piece. What
about the real quick? I know you guys gotta go. The cream that they put the numbing stuff. What does that do?
I don't. To me, it's a rite of passage to go through the pain to get a tattoo. These are the histories of how it's happened. You know what I mean? Whether it be in Western history, you're talking about thousands of years ago, people would stand on the front line as a warrior, and the most tattooed would show how hard he was because it's a rite of passage to do it. So, you got to go through some pain. If you lost somebody and then you go and self-inflict that pain, you went through that to get to that next level. So it ain't about trying to cheat it and get numbing cream. It's like, you know what you're getting, so sit around for it.
Where can they follow you? Where can they connect with you on socials?
You can always connect with me. My name is Ryan Henry Tattoo. I hate saying that.
Why?
Because I got 3 first names, man. And my name is just, whatever. So Ryan Henry Tattoo is my Instagram. 9mag Tattoo is on Google everywhere. You know what I mean? People come by the shop all the time. You know what I mean? Come through.
When is the show?
The show airs Wednesdays, 9/8 Central. Just started last week. So,
Season 5.
It's going to be crazy,
What if they want to sign you for like another 5? Are you doing another 5?
I mean, those are left to be discussed between productions and new, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't just no cast member no more, so we gotta,
You right. Ryan Henry, guys, make sure you guys check him out on Black Ink Crew Chicago.
Are you coming to the grand opening?
We talked about this before I cracked the mic. Let's talk.
Right.
Okay.
Well,
I'll be there.
the VIPs are all sold out, but they'll still be able to come.
Make sure
we partying, so.
Do you have whiskey? Are you guys gonna have some dark liquor there?
We have everything.
well, then I'm in that bitch.
Everything is top shelf.
All right, guys. Right.
Power 92.3 FM.